Okay, so later on in his book, we've got up to about page 156. Later on in his book, Licona gives five or six methodology of investigating a claim in history, testing the hypotheses, etc. Now he looks at the sources, and we're going to look at the canonical Gospels. He says, since the more detailed reports of Jesus' resurrection appear in the canonical Gospels, we will discuss them first. Prior to the 1990s, a large segment of New Testament scholarship maintained that the Gospel represents sui generis, that is, a genre unique to them. This sui generis was viewed as a type of mythology. Considered what the Jesus Seminar wrote in 1992. The Gospels are now assumed to be narratives in which the memory of Jesus is embellished by mythic elements that express the church faith in him, and by plausible fiction that enhance the telling of the Gospel story for first-century listeners who knew about the divine men of miracles workers first-hand. Supposedly historical elements in these narratives must therefore be demonstrated to be so. End of quote. In other words, according to the Jesus Seminar at the time, the Gospels belonged to a mythical genre, and thus anyone taking a claim of historicity pertaining to any portion of them bears the burden of proof. Now, these canonical Gospels, modern scholarship has changed. With Dr. Borkham's research, it's now recognised that actually the Gospels are Greek and Roman historian biography. If you look at the way historians wrote about biography in the time of the first century, it exactly mirrors the kind of style that the Gospels are. So the scholarship has moved from the Gospels being myth to realizing that this is actual historical biography. Very important thing to remember that, and scholarship has moved rapidly to this point of view in the last 15 years. And atheists are unaware of this, or if they are aware of it, they won't actually deal with the scholarship